moment by moment. That's the life is, and that's the death is. And I tell you, today is 18th of February, another day of March, and 2026. And we are going to talk about Hillary Clinton, who was going to become the president of the United States when Donald Trump was fighting against her. Well, let me tell you one thing. I wrote a chapter called The Reservoir of Life because that's where I am born from my mother. And the reservoir of life, because the first time man and woman as a relation is called the vascular endothelium growth factor. And that is formed first. And then naturally the placenta, and that's why the organs are formed. And as I was born from my mother was a watcher, and she was a reservoir. And my father, who was totally conscious at that time, because he learned from Baba Sri Chand, and who was a son of Baba Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He was the oldest son, and he was related to Shiva. Anyhow, reservoir of life, that's where I came out, and in 5 to 10 seconds I have to breathe. And that's what everybody is born. Everybody is born from the mother, and everybody has a what you call a breathing from the existence. And the existence, everybody in the world, whole world, because now we have a 9.5 billion people. And Hillary Clinton, who was who was a wife of what you call President Clinton, but she was going to fight for the election to become the president of the United States. I met her in 2016. I went to what you call New Hampshire. There I met Donald Trump. I wrote a book on Donald Trump, and he'll become the president because he was a little more conscious. I also met what you call Hillary Clinton there, and I gave her my book, and she looked at me, and I was wearing a turban, and that she looked at me, and she wanted a book very bad, so I gave her the book, and that's how I met Hillary Clinton. And now Hillary Clinton knows that. Hillary Clinton knows Donald Trump, and she knows that Donald Trump is not fake. Hillary Clinton is not a watcher, but she is a little more conscious than Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is totally what you call conditioned on life and death. That's why he has a war in what you call Iraq, in Iran. They had a war in Iran, and that's where he killed 86-year-old man and woman and their family and so on. And that has been contradicted by Hillary Clinton and also Bill Clinton, because President Donald Trump is over. There's nothing he can do. And in United States got independence 1789. That's when the Constitution is made. And my wife, who's here American, and she knows about that. But I have no idea that the Constitution, but I know the Constitution, one of the best Constitution, the United States made that. Because this is total artificial conditioning, artificial intelligence. And that's what we have. We have the total artificial intelligence in the United States. And that's where I was born as a vascular endothelium growth factor. And that's what the first deformity. And first is formed outside of the uterus, and then it became inside, and that's why it's called the reservoir of life. The Hillary Clinton, who has one baby. I don't know how old is she now, but it's amazing. But she's more conscious than Donald Trump, because she has a baby, and that she knows that she has gone 9 months with a pregnancy, and that's we are born with that. But I tell you, Hillary Clinton is one of the best lady which we have produced. I wish that she could have become a president, but unfortunately at that time I realized myself that Donald Trump is more conscious than the Hillary Clinton, but that is not true, because Donald Trump is mostly what we call conditioned life and conditioned death is there. But Hillary Clinton is understand about the life, and she understand that is she's more conscious than that, and that's the more important than anything else in the world, and that's why we have the Iran war because United but Donald Trump is not a conscious of life and death. That's why there's a war is there. That's why the people who are 86 years old, they were a watcher, and their wife was a watcher too, and in Iran. But unfortunately, they're killed. And the guy who's running now, their son, he's a watcher too, but he don't know. But that's a life, and that's what I respect that, and I love everybody, and that's what a life is.